Good evening, students. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Please write in the chat box. Good evening. Good evening, Harshika, Umar, Amar Singh, Akash, Ghulam Maniz. Correct. So all of you can hear me, right? Okay, we'll wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start the class. Good evening, Ved, Rajni. Good evening to all of you. Okay, see, I'll share my screen now. Okay. Ananya, good evening. Okay, let me share my screen, okay? Then we'll start the class. Can't hear you? Okay, just wait. Let me see. Geeta, can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear? All of you can hear me? Okay, so those who can't hear me, please re-log in. Log in again, those who can't hear me. Savita. So students, see, this is what happens if you join late. I have to keep admitting you. Okay, and it takes me 2 minutes to start the class. Okay, students. So let's start our class. See, just 1 minute. Okay. So, yeah, in the last class, I taught you how to represent any rational number, isn't it? This one, right? Yeah. So we represented root of 3.5 and all on the number line. So now today we'll try to finish this chapter. Okay, Taha, we'll try to finish this, not only this, the whole chapter. So I'll try to go a little faster. Those, if in between you don't understand, let me know. Okay. So we are doing exercise 1.5. Okay, we were doing first. Hello, hello. Can you hear? Tasneem, Rajni. Now it's okay. Okay. Oh, I want to keep it up only. Okay. Okay. Okay, students, I'm starting. So we have to say, talk about 1 by root 2. What do you think? Is it rational or irrational? Will it be a rational number or will it be a irrational number? And why? Okay, Aman is saying irrational, correct. All of you are saying irrational, correct. So it is irrational because, see what is happening, we are dividing a rational number with the irrational. Correct, all of you. One rational we are dividing by irrational number, and we know if we multiply, divide, add or subtract one rational, one irrational, we will get irrational number. Okay, so that's why this one is irrational. So 1 by root 2 is irrational. Correct. Next one. Let's do next one. Fifth. Again, we are multiplying. Pi is irrational. We already did. So we are multiplying one rational and with an irrational. So it is going to be irrational. So hence 2 pi is irrational. I'll just correct all of you. So hope everybody, I think everybody understood this thing. Okay, let's proceed, students. Okay, see next question. We'll do question number 2. This will help you a lot. Okay, we have done the properties. We'll do the questions. See what we have. 3 plus root 3. We have to simplify each of the following. Okay, 2 plus root 2. So what we have to use? Distributive property. All of those who know how to do, please do. Okay. So the way that I can see you are giving me the answer, but I don't want right now. Okay. I want all of you, all those who already know how to do yourself. Otherwise, those who don't know, see the board. Okay, see on the screen. So what we'll do, we'll use distributive property. What we'll get? 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. Plus then 3 multiplied by root 2 will be 3 root 2. Okay. Then plus 3 with plus root 3 with 2 will give me 2 root 3. Next, root 3 with root 2 will give me root 6. Clear? So can we solve any further? Can we solve? We won't be able to solve. Okay. We can't solve it because there are no like terms. Okay. If we had another term with root 2 or root 3 or root 6, then we could have solved. But since there is no other term like that, we cannot combine the terms. Okay. So that's why we can't solve any further. Let's take the second part now. Okay. Take second part. So try to do on your own and then check from those who don't know can see the screen. So this is 3 plus root 3, 3 minus root 3. That's a plus b into a minus b form. What is the formula? A minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. So use that. You will get 3 whole square minus of root 3 whole square. So what happens here? We get 9 minus 3, which is 6. Good. I can see all of you have done it correctly. Correct, Ananya, Mukund, Pranav, Marziha, Ved. Good. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, let's take third part. It's root 5 plus root 2 whole square. So use a plus b whole square formula, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Use it. So what you will get? Root 5 whole square plus 2 into root 5 into root 2 plus root 2 whole square. Clear? So root 5 whole square will give us 5 plus 2 root 10. Root 5 into root 2 is root 10 plus 2 we will have. So how much? 5 plus 2, 7 plus 2 root 10. This is the answer. Correct. All Rajni, correct. Okay, Tasneem, good. All of you got correct. Ananya, Aman, right. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. If any student is not getting it, please let me know. Okay. Because I can see a lot of you are giving me right answer. So I am thinking all of you know, have understood. If anybody didn't understand, please let me know. Okay. Mohammedan, correct. Okay, next. Let's do the next one. Root 5 minus root 2 into root 5 plus root 2. Okay. Think. Again, a plus b into a minus b form. So root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square. So 5 minus 2. Answer is 3. Okay. Good. Good. I can see all of you are giving me the right answer. Okay, let's take question number 3. It says that recall pi is defined as the ratio of circumference of a circle to its diameter. Okay. So question number 3. They're saying we know that pi, if in terms of a circle thing, circumference, we are saying it's defined as circumference by the diameter. Isn't it? Think, is it correct or not? What is the formula for circumference? It's 2 pi r. Isn't it 2 pi r? And diameter is how much? 2r. So if you divide it, you will get pi, no? So that's how it is defined. So now look at what the question is. Correct. 2 pi r, correct. Vedant, 2 pi r. Rajni, 2 pi r. Diameter 2r, correct. Okay. So now look at the question. You're saying if pi is defined like this, correct? Then this seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. Okay, how will you resolve this contradiction? So if we are defining means circumference of the circle, we can measure correctly, right? And diameter also. So they're saying, yes, correct, Omar. Okay, so they're saying recall that pi is defined as the ratio of circumference of a circle to its diameter. That is pi is equal to c by d. This seems to contradict the fact that pi is irrational. Okay, how will you resolve this contradiction? We are saying there is no contradiction because what happens when we measure through a scale? We always use scale to measure our radius and everything. Okay, so we never get the correct, we are not able to measure it very correctly. Okay, it's so think, can we measure correctly with a scale? We'll say no, there is no contradiction. Okay, I am writing the answer, just see. We will say there is no contradiction. Pi is irrational. Why? Because when we measure any length, suppose when we measure our radius, that is what we will measure, isn't it? In a circle. what do we use? We use a scale. So when you measure with a scale or any other device, we get approximate rational number, approximate real number, isn't it? We only get approximate real number. And not the actual value, isn't it? And not the actual value, not the actual value. So, so either our either C, that is circumference, okay? Either circumference is irrational or diameter is irrational. Okay, so if one of them is irrational, then C by D will be irrational. This is what we are saying. Means using a scale, we may measure 1.5 centimeter. Will we get the exact value? No, not 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal places we won't get. Yes, we have to write this, Vedant. For this answer, we will have to write this. That there is no contradiction. Why? Because we are saying when we are measuring the radius, we are not measuring it very accurately. Okay, this is not like a theoretical type of question it is. It can come for 1 mark question. Okay, so we know that scale will not give us, suppose if it is 1.521789 something, can we measure using a scale? No, no. So since we can't measure very accurately our radius, so we can't say which one of either the circumference or the diameter is going to be irrational, and that is why our pi is irrational. Okay, because pi is a ratio of circumference and diameter. If any one of them is irrational, it is going to be irrational. Okay, so we have to write this for this particular one. That there is no contradiction, only that we are not able to measure correctly. Then fourth one we did, right? Last class we did fourth question. Okay, see next one. Fifth question. Let's take fifth question, first part. Rationalize the denominator. So I told you how to rationalize. We will multiply and divide by root 7. So what we will get? Root 7 by 7. Clear? Okay, next one. 1 upon root 7 minus root 6. So what we should do? We will multiply and divide by what? Root 7 plus root 6. Okay? Upon root 7 plus root 6. Why? Because I want to get a minus b I want a plus b. That is why. Okay, we want to use a square minus b square in the denominator. That is why we are doing it. So root 7 plus root 6 whole by root 7 whole square minus root 6 whole square. Correct? So which will give us, this is equal to root 7 plus root 6 whole by 7 minus 6, which is equal to root 7 plus root 6 by 1. So I can remove my 1. Take third part. See, we can, if we want, we can make root a minus root b identity, but we know the formula, no? A square minus b square. So it's better. We have identity. If you remember, we did it. Tasneem, you remember? I made you write root a plus root b into root a minus root b will give us a minus b. Either if you want, you remember this one, okay? Or this is simply, if I remember a plus b into a minus b is a square minus b square. That is more than enough for us, okay? But if you want, you can remember this thing. Root A minus root B the whole square, you are saying. No, simply we can use root A plus root B whole square, use A plus B whole square formula, okay? Don't try to make things complicated. Root A plus root B whole square you can easily solve. This name you can use root A whole square, A plus B whole square formula, plus 2 times root A into root B plus root B whole square. So if you want, remember it like this, A square plus 2 times root AB plus B square. No, not B, A and B will be there. Okay. So if you want to remember, it's up to you. Certain things are up to you. If you want to remember like that, as a property individually, remember like that. But I feel more comfortable. Already I remember one property, I will use that. Okay, it's totally up to us. If you want to remember A plus B plus 2 root AB, you can do that. Okay, we were on the third part now. We have 1 upon root 5 plus root 2. Okay, so again, I will rationalize using root 5 minus root 2 and multiply and divide by root 5 minus root 2. So this will be equal to root 5 minus root 2 by root 5 whole square minus root 2 whole square, which is equal to root 5 minus root 2 by 5 minus 2, which is equal to root 5 minus root 2 by 3. Okay, I'm taking the next question. We will finish the exercise using this one after we finish. Correct, correct. Okay. Next is 1 upon root 7 minus 2. Do rationalize. So root 7 plus 2 I will take. Multiply and divide by root 7 plus 2. So we'll have root 7 plus 2 by root 7 whole square minus 2 whole square. Okay. So root 7 plus 2 by 7 minus 4. Root 7 plus 2 by 3. Correct. Correct. Amil, Maya, Rajni, Tasneem, correct. Umar, correct. Good. So all of you have got it. See, this is going to be very useful later for you. Okay, you may not realize it now, but it's very important. Okay, let's now the thing that I'm proceeding to is also again very important thing. Okay, so it is related to correct. Ahad, Sunil, Evelyn, correct all of you. Correct. Okay. So see, the next thing that I'm doing is going to be again not really new for you, but it's very important. We will do laws of exponent. I will give you examples also. Okay. So laws of exponent. Try to understand. Okay. Laws of exponent. We know them, but now we are going to use our irrational numbers and fractions in the exponent. Okay. So that is why we are saying laws of exponent for real numbers. Means we can take irrational numbers also. We can take roots also in the exponent. Till now, I don't think you have done this. Hmm? So for instance, you have already done a power m into a power n. What you do, basis same, you add the powers, isn't it? So the same thing can apply to our real numbers. So let's take one example. If you have 2 power 2 by 3 into 2 power, I don't know why. Okay, now you can hear. Hello, can you hear now? Okay. Okay, Akash. Okay. See, so first law of exponent understood? First rule, a power m into a power n. What when base is same, you can add the powers. That is what we do. So I give you one example here. See, when the power is rational, 2 power 2 by 3 into 2 power 1 by 3. What we did? We had base was same, so we added the powers. Dot here means multiplication sign. See, this dot means multiply. Dot means multiply. Okay, but now onwards, at some places you will have dot. Dot will mean multiply. Correct? So if the base is same, you can add the powers. If there is a multiplication sign. Tasneem, not plus, multiply. Okay. So first property understood? Okay. So let's move to the next one. Let me take second rule. Okay, good. See, if we have a power m whole power n, okay? If you have something like this, you can do a power m into n, you can do. Okay, here see, again dot means multiply. So for example, let me take, suppose you have 3 power 1 by 5 whole power 4. Okay, so this will be equal to 3 power 1 by 5 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 3 power 4 by 5. Okay, see, ma'am, how we will differentiate with decimal? See, if it is a complete number, then it will be a decimal, no? I will tell you how. See, suppose, there won't be any confusion. See, if I have 3 power 1 point, suppose 5. This does not mean multiply, na? 3 power 1.5. But if I have 3 power 1 whole power 1 by 5, suppose like this, then 1 into 1 by 5 you will write. So that is 3 power 1 by 5, like this. You will be able to differentiate. With practice, you will know. Okay? Yes, 3 to the power of 4 by 5 will come. So if there is a, you will realize now if the number is, it's a complete number, then it is decimal. If there is some property getting used up, so then it is not, then it is going to be multiply sign. Okay, let me proceed to the next property. So let's take third property. It says suppose you have base is same and power is different. What you do? You will take a power m minus n. Okay, you can do this. This is a property. So let's take one example. So if you have 7 power 1 by 5 and you have 7 power 1 by 3, correct? So now base is same. What we can do? Using the property, we will have 7 power 1 by 5 minus 1 by 3. Okay. So then how you can solve it? You know how to solve 1 by 5 minus 1 by 3 will be 15 and this will be 3 minus 5. Isn't it? So minus 2 by 15 will come. So minus 2 by 15. Okay. So this is the example. This part don't include. Let me see, any doubt is there? Yes, 7 power minus 2 by 15. Okay. Let's take another property. All these are important ones. Okay, now suppose you have a power m and another number. Again, let me use multiplication. So if you have a power m multiplied by b power m, means this time exponents are same. You can combine them. You can write a into b whole power m. Okay. So let me take one example. Suppose we have 13 power 1 by 5 into 17 power 1 by 5. This can be written as 13 into 17 whole power 1 by 5. Next property, we should always remember that anything to the power 0 is always 1. Okay, that you can do, Evelyn. Okay. Yes. No, not add the, wait. Sabresh, we are not, we are not adding the power. We are adding the base. We are multiplying the base. Already there was a multiplication sign. Sabresh, you understood? This was 13 power 1 by 5 multiplied by 17 power 1 by 5. Yes, exponent will remain same. And you can multiply. Okay, now remember this thing. Anything to the power of 0 will be 1. Okay, so example, I can take 100 and if I take power 0, it will be 1. X, if suppose there is x to the power 0 is 1. It's very useful property. It will be used in polynomial chapter. Okay, so this you have to remember. Yes. Okay, I'll show you the third property. I'll wait for 1 minute, okay? For those of you who are writing, just waiting for 1 minute. Hope you've done it. Yes, okay. Okay, see, so this fifth property is also very important property. Let's take next one. Sixth property. Okay, if there is a, suppose a is power of negative n, you can write it as 1 upon a power n. So example I'll take, suppose you have 63 power minus 3. You can write it as 1 upon 63 power 3. Yes, Sabresh, Ananya, good. Savita, Evelyn, correct. So these were some of the properties. Okay, still there are certain things we need to remember, which I will include here only. Okay, it's not like basically property of, now we are doing basically it's a property of radicals, but I'll include here. Okay, this is like property of radicals. Remember radical sign? Property of radical. I'm just including here because only one thing we have to remember. Remember radical sign was this sign, and if you use 3, it is cube root. If you use 4, it is fourth root, like that. So we are saying, if suppose you have, suppose I write for say cube root of 2. Okay, this is same as writing 2 power 1 by 3. Let me see. Yes, yes. Sixth property, we can change negative exponent to positive. Hmm? Now next, this seventh property is not exponent property, it is radical property, property of radical. Okay. Right? So now see, if there is a cube root of 2, you can write 2 power 1 by 3. Okay. If suppose I have fifth root of 2, that is same as 2 power 1 by 5. Okay. So that means if we have nth power, nth root of 2, suppose I have to find, it will be 2 power 1 by n. These are all examples. So that means what the property is that if you have nth root of a, any real number, you can write it as a power 1 by n. Yes. Clear this thing? Okay, one more thing that we will be using. Eighth thing. Now suppose you have cube root of a is equal to suppose x. Okay. So then you can remove this cube root from here, from a. How? You can take cube on that side. If I take cube, so a will be x cube. Okay. So that means if I have fifth root of a is equal to say y. So what I can do? I can remove this fifth root. How? I can write a is equal to y power 5. And vice versa. Opposite will also happen. Suppose I have x cube is equal to 8. Correct? Then x is equal to cube root of 8. Okay, this also. Both ways it will work. Both ways it can work. So then cube root of 8 which is equal to 2. So this will help like this also. Okay. So that means if you have nth root of a is equal to b, you can write what? You can write a is equal to b power n. So general property is this. If you have nth root of a, you can remove nth root. So if you have square root of x is equal to 5, that means x is equal to 5 square. Textbook. Evelyn, why you are writing this? Book is also available. Umar, what is the doubt? You have raised the hand. What is the doubt? Okay. So now all the properties are done. Let's see the exercise. Let's see our exercise. Okay, one more point is there. Let me explain. Another thing, one more point. Now suppose you have a power m by n. Okay, so you can write it as a power 1 by n whole power m. So that means when you have a power 1 by n, that means nth root of a whole power m. Okay, for example, let's take one example. If we have 2 power 5 by 2, suppose. Okay, so what will happen? Or let me take 4 here. 4 power 5 by 2. So that is same as 4 power 1 by 2 whole power 5. So which is same as square root of 4 whole power 5. So that is 2 power 5. Okay, and then you can calculate. Yes. It's 32. See, all these rules are very important. Yes, we can have 2 by x. Number can be 2 by x. It can be, yes, why not? For property number 7. Okay, just wait, let me see. No. It can't be. See here always 1 by 5, 1 by 3, 1 by n. It can't be 2 by n. Okay? So if it is fifth root, it is 1 by 5. If it is cube root, it is 1 by 3. If it is square root, it is 1 by 2. If it is square, suppose we have square root of 2 is equal to suppose x. I can write 2 is equal to x power half, like this. No, wait. What am I saying? So square root of 2 can be written as 2 power half. Yes, we can consider this as a property. Yes, it is 1 by x form. So it will depend on the number here. It is 5, then it is 1 by 5. See? If it is nth root, it is 1 by n. If it is square root, it is 1 by 2. If it is cube root, it is 1 by 3. Yes, it can't be 2 by x. Okay, unless something else is given in the question. Yes, square root is 1 by 2. If you have square root of 3, that is same as 3 power 1 by 2. Yes, x is the value of the root here, this small value that you write. When I write cube root, the small 3 that I write, this one, this is coming in the denominator. Okay, cube root of 8 suppose. So it's same as 8 power 1 by 3. It is which root we are finding. If it is cube root, it is 3. It is square root 1 by 2. Fifth root 1 by 5. Fourth root 1 by 4. Nth root 1 by n. Okay. Then if your cube root of a is some x, you can remove the cube root. How? You can take cube. This cube root will give here 3, opposite side. Okay, so all the properties hopefully you have understood. Okay, because these properties are very important. Let me give you some questions. Okay, let's do some questions. Then it will be more clear. We will use the properties, then it's otherwise it is difficult to remember the properties. When you will do lot of questions, you will understand. So suppose see this question. We have who can't hear me, students? Need to re-log in if still you can't hear me. All of you try this one. See, base is same, powers will be added. So 2 power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 3 by the property. So 2 power 3 by 3 will come, which is 1, so it is true. Take next question, all those who have done, all of you, do this one, 3 power 1 by 5 whole power 4. Good. Correct, Tasneem, Evelyn, correct. So use the property. Correct. 3 power 4 by 5. Correct. 3 power 4 by 5. Good. All of you have got it now, this property? Okay, let's take next. I'll give you one more. Okay, see this one, 7 power 1 by 5 upon 7 power 1 by 3. Now base is same, see, base is same, but they are getting divided. So power exponents will get subtracted. So 7 power minus 2 by 15. Evelyn, solve further. What will happen? I will get 1 upon 7 power 2 by 15 I can write. See, now I use the other property. If you have a power minus n, I can write 1 upon a power n. This property I used. See, students, note here. Yes, so 1 upon 7 power 2 by 15. Why? Because there was a negative sign. Because of this negative sign, I use this property. Okay, next one. Okay, take third. I think I did it. 1 by 5 into 17 power 1 by 5. So this I think I did, no? 13 into 17 whole power 1 by 5. When you will multiply, you will get 221 whole power 1 by 5. When you multiply 13 into 17, you will get 221. Okay. Okay, I'll open the exercise. We'll do the exercise now. All of you find exercise 1.6. First question, first part do. We have to find 64 power 1 by 2. This is 1 by 2 means we have to find square root of 64. This everybody understands now. So what is it? 8. Correct. So 8. Okay. Do those who know how to do. Let me explain to others. Okay. So let's do 32 power 1 by 5. Means we have to find fifth root of 32. So what to do? Fifth root we don't know how to find otherwise. So what we'll do? Factorize. What will happen? 3 16 times. Oh, sorry, 2 16 times. Then 2 8 times. 2 4 times. 2 2 times. And then 2 1 times. So how many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. So this can be written as fifth root of 2 power 5. Correct? And we can cancel this and get answer as 2. Correct. Those who have understood, it's good. Those who haven't understood, see here. And if you have any doubt, ask. This is clear. So fifth root is there. If fifth root is there, you have to see power 5. It will get cancelled with power 5. Square root gets cancelled with 2, no? Power 2. Aman? Correct. Okay, next one already the students have done. I will quickly do it. See, what is it? 125 whole cube root we have to find. 1 by 3. Isn't it? I think in my, yeah. So this is like 125 cube root we have to find. So what will happen? Cube root of, let's find, 25 into 5 is 125. So 5 into 5 into 5 will give me 125. So this is 5 whole cube. So then this cube and the cube root will cancel and we are left with 5. Students, I can see there are 25, 26 students, but only some of you are answering. That means some of you are not getting. Okay? So don't be in a hurry. Let everybody understand. Let's do, those who haven't understood can ask. So it's up to you also. Okay, we are doing question number 2, first part. Now students see, we have 9 to the power of 3 by 2, correct? So this I can write as, see I'll tell you two ways of doing it. I can write 9 power half whole cube, okay? So then what will happen? This will be square root of 9 whole power 3. We know square root of 9 is 3. So 3 whole cube. So how much? 3 whole cube? 3, 3 is a 9, 3 times 27. Correct? Okay, see, I just want to show you, you could have done like this also. You could have taken 9 cube whole power half. Okay. Then what will happen? See, it's up to you. So this, then we have square root of 9 cube. So this can be written as 9 into 9 into 9. So two of them will, from two of them, one will come out. So 9 square root of 9. So 9 into 3 is 27. Like this also you can do. Alternative method this is. You can think either like this or like this. Finally, answer will be same. Okay, Ananya, good, good, good. Those students are doing good. Take next question. So what is your next question? 32 power 2 by 5. 32 power 2 by 5. So for those students who are not writing or shy to write or haven't understood, if you will see the questions, you can understand better. See what will happen? We will write 32 power 1 by 5 whole square. Correct. So remember, we have already found fifth root of 32 in the previous question. Question number 1, second part we found out. It is 2. So 2 whole square is 4. Yes. Yes, Aman, Sabresh, Pranav, Aditya, ML, Tasneem, right. Take next. And those students who are just seeing what we are doing will also benefit, don't worry. So 16 power 3 by 4 it is. So I will write it as 16 power 1 by 4 whole cube. Correct? So let's find, this is 4th root of 16 whole cube. So to find 4th root, let's factorize 16. 2 8 times, 2 4 times, 2 2 times and 2 1. Okay, so this can be written as 4th root of 2 whole power 4 whole cube. So this 4 and this 4th root will cancel and we are left with 2 cube. That is 8. Good, good, good. I'm happy my students can do the questions. I'm most happy when all my students can do these. Good, Omar. 2 cube, right. Ananya, right. Geeta, good. Take next. Fourth one. Take 125 to the power of what? I can't see the print. It's bad. So minus 1 by 3 it is. Okay, now see there is a negative sign. So let me first bring it to 1 upon 125 power 1 by 3. Okay, so this becomes 1 upon cube root of 125. And this will give me 1 upon, because we already found in question number 1, third part, 1 upon 5. Right, Akash, right. Some new names, Masiha, right. Rajni, correct, correct. 1 by 5. Okay, students. Question number 3. First part. 2 power 2 by 3 into 2 power 1 by 5. Base is same, add the powers. 2 power 2 by 3 plus 1 by 5. Add it. So 2 power, LCM is 15. You will have what? 2 into 5 plus 1 into 3. So 2 to the power of 13 by 15. Yes. Aman, correct. Umar, Pranav, correct. Umar, Rajni, correct. Sabresh, correct. Take next. If you can't see, I'm writing the question. It is 1 by 3 whole cube. This is 3 whole power 7. Power 7 it is. 1 by 3 cube. 1 by 3 power 3. See, this is 3. 1 upon 3 cube whole power 7. What will happen? See, I can write this as 1 upon 3 to the power, or let me do one thing. See, I have various ways of doing. So I can do 1 by 3 whole cube is there, no? I can take power 7 multiply by 7 like this also. So I will have 1 by 7 will be 1 power 7, sorry, and 3 power 21 can come. Okay, or I can do another way. I will tell you. We can have another way of doing it. Okay, so I could have done 1 by 3 whole cube, whole power 7 was there. I could have done 3 power minus 3 I can bring, whole power 7. This will be 3 power minus 21. And then I will write 1 upon 3 power 21. Now, correct. Okay, those of you who have understood, good. Anybody who hasn't understood this, let me know. Good. So everybody understood. I'm assuming all of you have understood. Okay, I will write the next question. Wait. Wait. Let me zoom it. Can you see now? Take next question. What is that third part? 11 power half by 11 power 1 by 4. So base is same, powers will get subtracted. What is it? 11 power what? 1 by 4, correct. Yes, it will end. Ahad, it will end. We are just about to finish the exercise and the chapter will be over for today. So I just want to finish it today. Okay, one more question is left. Just bear with me. This will be 1 by 4. Last question for today, and then we will finish the chapter. So we have 7 power half into 8 power half. Correct? Now this you can, by the property, we can write it as 7 into 8 whole power half. Right? So 7, 8 times is what? 56. 56 power half. Okay? Correct. 56 power half. Clear? All of you? Yes. Yes. We can take root 56. Tasneem? We can keep solving further. We can take root 56, but you know what will happen? We'll get 2 root of 14. You know why? Because this is not a perfect root, 56. If we see from here, suppose we had taken the root of 7 into 8. Tasneem, all of you can see here. See, Tasneem is saying, ma'am, can we take root 56 and then find further? We can do that, but we can also stop here. Why? Because see, if we had taken here at this point only, we had taken root of 7 into 8. What will happen? I can further factorize it 2 into 2 into 2. Now only 2 square will give me 1, 2 will come out and 14 will remain inside. So I'll get either 2 root 14 I can write or 56 power half. This is what will come. Okay, if we want to solve any further. So students, we have finished our chapter today. Okay, and next class will start with polynomials. New chapter, chapter number 2, polynomials. Again, very important chapter. Okay, so for today we'll stop. Thank you all of you. Thanks and bye. Take care. Next class you have on which days? Tuesday, Thursday. No, Monday, Wednesday. Right? So Monday, Wednesday. Yeah. Yes, Monday. I will send link. Bye, students.